All right, so we did one transformation, which was letter C, moving it up and down. So we're coming back to our general form again. And again, we just did C, so we're good on that. Woo-woo. All right, so now let's go to our letter B. So here's our general form again. F of x equals A parentheses x plus B plus C. So this time we're now dealing with our B. Dealing with B. All right, so with B, again, let's focus on the letter B. So we're dealing with B. And here, B is going to move the function left or right. So B moves the function left or right. But the crazy thing about this one is that it does that weird math thing where it messes with your head. It goes opposite of what you think. So opposite of what you think. So you would think, okay, well, if it's positive, it should go right. Negative should go left. You would think that, right? That makes sense. That's math. That's regular life. But in math, we like to change things around a little bit, and it's really kind of makes sense a little bit. If it doesn't make sense, it's okay. But just think about this. Let's say we're looking at factoring here. Like when we did this early on in the semester when we did domain and range, we looked at factoring and everything and working things apart and all that good stuff. I think it was domain and range. It was one of them. I think it was domain and range. All right, so with it, let's say we had x plus 3, x minus 4 as our factors. And said we're going to solve this for x. So like when we factored it out, we have to solve for x, get x by itself. No, this is when we actually were doing our x and y intercepts. So we're talking about x intercepts. So when we did this, we set them both equal to 0. That way we can solve our factors and make them our zeros and not just factors. Our x intercepts too. So here we subtracted 3 from both sides. We get x equals negative 3. And then we add 4 to both sides. And we get x equals positive 4. So if you look at it, we started off with a positive 3. We ended with a negative 3. We started off with a negative 4. We ended with a positive 4. So it's kind of like opposite of what you thought, because if it was negative 4 here, it came out opposite, which is positive. Came out positive, came out opposite, which was negative right here. So when it comes to our movement, that's why things are going to happen. Just like we did here, this same thing is happening when it comes to this function right here. So it's going to go opposite of what you think. Opposite. Opposite. So here, if B is positive, it's positive, the graph is going to move left. Opposite of what you think. And if B is negative, the graph is going to move right. So if it's positive, it goes left. Negative goes right. Positive 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 goes left. And negative goes right. That's what I'm talking about. I just had to make a little song there real quick. Keep that in your head. You can repeat it over and over again. Do what you got to do. Just that way you can keep it. So if it's positive, it goes left. Negative goes right. Remember, opposite of what you think. Positive goes left. Negative goes right. Opposite of what you think. Positive goes left. Negative goes right. Opposite of what you think. Positive goes left. Negative goes right. Opposite of what you think. All right, now, in the past, I've had students that were like, Mr. Homer, how am I supposed to know it's B or not? I'm so confused. Oh. So I was like, well, let me put in the notes right here. So B is going to be on the inside of the function. Inside of the function. Not on the outside. We know C is on the outside, the back here. A is in the front of the function. So B is going to be on the inside. So I'm just going to throw some functions here that way you guys can see what I'm talking about, the inside of functions. I'm going to give you about 4 different functions here. So we have the square root function here. So A square root of x plus b. Again, b is underneath that radical. It's on the inside of the radical. Inside. We have absolute value, A absolute value of x plus b. So the b is on the inside of the absolute value bars. Inside. Inside. All All right, some other ones. Let's do like a quadratic function. B again is going to be on the inside of it. And that 2 right there could be a 3, could be a 5, could be a 7, could be anything. But B is going to be on the inside. And one last one, because you talked about exponential functions in Math 3. If it's an exponent right there inside the function, that's x plus b, that's inside. It's part of your exponent there. So those are types that we're talking about. If you're talking about inside, it's either going to be underneath the radical, inside absolute value bars, inside parentheses, or even up there and it's an exponent inside the problem. So that's the parts we're talking about. We're saying inside. 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 Almost like think about like when you're in elementary school and they're talking about inside voice, guys. You gotta do what's inside. You gotta be quiet. You gotta do what's talk about it. Talk silently because it's inside. So pretty much that's what we're talking about right here. Inside. All right. So here we're going to come to example 2, and we're going to talk about our parent functions here. We're going to list their transformations and then graph, just like example 1, guys. Exactly like example 1. All right, so here, instead of it being on the outside this time, we're on the inside. So this part right here is on the inside. So you know this has got to be B right here. But before we go there, let's go ahead and talk about our parent function, sorry. So it's a 2 there again. So just like example 1a, example 2a is quadratic. Quadratic. So it's just the same. All right, so here b, it's a negative. So remember, it goes opposite of what you think. Opposite of what you think. Opposite of what you think. If it's positive, it goes to the left. If it's negative, it goes to the right. Opposite of what you think. Positive goes to the left. Negative goes to the right. It's opposite of what you think. Opposite of what you think. All right, so this is negative. So this moves right. 3. And also you can do it like this too. And there's no other transformations. There's no C on the back or anything. So just that transformation there. All right, so again, we're going to graph this out, and we're going to do what these steps say. So we're going to graph the parent graph, and then we're going to move it up or down if there was, and then we're going to move left to right. So 3 is the biggest number. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. Opposite of what you think. All right, it's quadratic, so we do our parabola. Got a parabola going on there. All right, step 2 says that we're going to use that graph there, the parent graph, and we're going to move it up or down. There's no C here, so we can't do it. No C, so it can't do it. All right, so then that means we go straight to step 3. So if a step's not there, guys, don't do it. Don't have to worry about doing it. All right, so here it says we're going to move it to the right. So go over 1, 2, 3 to the right. Put a dot right there. And let's go ahead and graph your bad boy out. Bam. Bam. We're good. We got it. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, so that's that one. Not bad. Not bad, Mr. Hall. We got this. We can do this, Mr. Hall. I'm like, yes, y'all can. Yes, y'all can. Sherman. All right, so then, again, let's do this one more time. So this time we have another function here. This is our absolute value. So absolute value function. All right. So with that, we're going to take a look at it. Again, it's on the inside here of the absolute value function. So that's our B. But this time it's positive. So that means that we are going to move left 5. So we're moving left this time, this way. All right. So again, there's no C back there, so we can't move it left, up, or down. So we're just going to do left. All right. So we're going through our steps again. Our 5 is the biggest number, so we're going to go 5 in all directions. If we can fit it in here. So I'm going to go 4 down. So that's all good. All right. So we have 2, get 4, 2, 4, -2, -4, -2, -4. All right. So make sure you label it so I don't have to mark it wrong. All right, so it's absolute value. So we're going to do our V shape here. All right. Again, there is no C here. So since there's no C, we can't move up or down. That's step 2. All right. And then our last one here says we're going to move the graph left or right. And in this case, we said it's going to go left. We're going to do left. All right, so here we're going to take from the origin, we're going to go left 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. And then we do our absolute value. All right, and then that's it, guys. That's all it is when it comes to B, the inside, moving left to right. Easy, guys. This is easy. Y'all got this.